Jesus took the fountains of living waters, repelled what the book taught us. We on our way to hell, shaking our tail with strange daughters, breaking Sabbaths for habit, sexing like rabbits. Perhaps it's wicked the traps as the chosen got this world spinning crooked on axis. But it's our portion to speak to the masses and tell them they've been taught backwards through Christian methods of practice, reverence and pastors. Scars and political tactics. But Jacob's back to set the record straight, so slackness don't perpetuate and escalate at a rate that'll knock y'all fate. Y'all know the seas we've been shipped across seas on punishment decrees, same prophecies in Deuteronomy. But not on your base of pause, wholly determined, do rag under my turban, case on under the seat, swerving. It's not a game, that's why we gotta keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is our insurance of life. Feel me?
This life ain't no game. I'm gonna do what's right in the eyes of the Most High. Cause when you stray away, things don't turn out right. You're playing with your life.
I lift my eyes to the hills from if cometh my help. The curses is felt from wicked deeds dealt and blood that was spelt. It's time to make changes. Salvation's been in Bible pages for ages. We in a captivity of golden cages, blinded by aspirations of being rich and famous. Get your mind right. Don't let the limelight define right, cause chroma beamers can lead us to freedom or teach us the reasons that's behind life. My blood type Israelite. I thug like left-handed Benjamites to smite on sight those who try to hinder the plight. Tour we lit is trying to make the remnants, so I think I beg for forgiveness, cause I'm dwelling in the realm of sinners. We've been chastised by being westernized. Peep the signs of the times. Objectified could never be wise. Taking his stride, face the cold with patience like Job. Anxiously wait for the day when the creator's truth will unfold. Comforts my soul, yo. Comforts my soul, yo. Comforts my soul, yo. Yeah. Fear God, keep his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. You already know. SOG.
This life ain't no game. I'm gonna do what's right in the eyes of the Most High. Cause when you stray away, things don't turn out right. You're playing with your life. He's my God and my King, and I'm gonna listen when he tells how he speaks through the scriptures.
All right. This life ain't no game, that's a fact. My name is Shamsuf Arif, and this is the Real Talk for Real People study show. A show where we study the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and certainly get some perspective on the Most High people, and of course on the enemies of Yah, which are certainly our enemies too, be that as it may. I, along with my Isha, simply the Hebrew word for wife, is the administrator of the show, Nasanya. She keeps us in formation and alignment, and she gives great wisdom and understanding provided comments in our commentaries. Along with Brother Cartrill, a fellow student teacher at Shamsuf Arif, who brings these studies to you because we're not looking for acknowledgement, we're not looking for to be accepted, we're not looking for personal adulation. We do it simply for one reason, or two, if you may ask, for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and certainly for our people, because we see them in their dismal state in this universal captivity. Because we see them in such a dismal state, it's incumbent upon us as elders, simply surrogate fathers of the nation at this juncture in our history, to do our due diligence and more obligation, to give us some relief by providing us the way of the Most High, by the word of the Most High word. Brother Cottrell of New York City, my fellow elder, my brother, my personal friend, and my Isha's Nasanya personal friend, and your brother, and your elder, such as Yamsuf also is. He does his due diligence and moral obligation by providing these studies and breaking them down for you like you're 4 years old. Stop, stick your mouth back in. I didn't say you were 4. He just make them quite understandable for a novice. Praise the Most High. But before I bring Brother Kytriel on, and Nasanya, my Isha, the administrator of the show, I simply like to give some commentaries, contemporary commentaries, on subject matters at hand, the bombing of Iran, I see it in one's perspective. It was lawless and irresponsible, and it's unjustifiable. I see it how it was brought about by way of universal white race supremacy. They're imperialistic. They think they can do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and when they want to do it. No matter, they got all kinds of nuclear weapons. They have imposed upon other nations, you bet not get one of those weapons if you even try to. We're going to bum the smithereens out of you. But they can have them. That's the mindset of imperialistic universal white race supremacists. I'm going to keep it real. That's why it's called the Real Talk for Real People Study Show. I think it's, I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to end to talk about this subject matter for today. Be careful, people. What goes around comes around. It's called karma. Based upon my experience and observation in this life, going on 69 years old, I've seen it happen. And karma, Miss Karma, she ain't nothing nice. You better believe it. And now I would like to offer some blessings for the students tonight. And we'll proceed right we'll proceed right into the study that, and then the introduction of Nasanya and Brother Kaitriel. Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all blessing and praises be unto your holy and magnificent name, your wise name. Yah, give us students wisdom, give us understanding, and give us, most importantly, Yah, humility. Praise your holy name and bless these students. Hallelujah. And if I may, Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot. Shalom.
Thank you so much, Yam Su. Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Holy One of Israel. Happy to be back. Glad to be in the land of the living, even though I know we got a lot going on. All praises. I hope everybody had a safe weekend as well. All praises.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you, my Isha Nasanya. Brother Kaitriel, may the Most High bless you, our friend. Nasanya and I, your mic is hot.
Thank you, Brother Yam Sufari. Bless you, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. Giving him thanks and praise for our life and all he does for us. It's good to hear your voices. May the Most High bless y'all as well. Praise y'all.
Praise y'all, Brother Kaitriel. Thank you very much.
Well, make some comments.
Well, go ahead, Brother Kaitriel.
Regarding what's going on in the Holy Land.
Right.
And their actions show that they're not really Israel. Because if you know prophecy, we're not going back home from this scattering, from this curse, living by the sword. And definitely not aligning ourselves with universal white race supremacy. So Israel needs America and the Western powers in order to carry out its fight against Iran and all the other Ishmaelite nations that are around them. But why y'all need the Western powers? Why aren't y'all calling on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? And you never hear them do that.
And you won't.
And you won't. And the fact that they're committing genocide in Gaza, it's just crazy.
It is, brother. It is.
That's the city that Caleb conquered for the tribe of Yehuda. So if they're really the tribe of Yehuda, they would own Gaza, right? But they don't.
Well, that's what the Most High it brought them back. The Most High didn't bring them back. They were brought back in 1947, these people, by way of the British and Americans. All right. Thank you, Brother Kaitriel. Thank you, Nasanya. Thank you, fellow students. Here's how the studies will go tonight. I will be studying in the book of Tehillim, chapter 40. That word, that Greek word, Psalms, but actually the Hebrew word is Tehillim, chapter 40. Brother Cottrell will conclude the studies of the night, the initiation of the Passover in chapter 12 in the book of Shemot, the Hebrew word for the word, this Greek word, Exodus. The book of Shemot, chapter 12, the Passover instituted along with the 10th plague, death of the firstborn, the so-called Exodus, the Passover regulations. That concludes the studies tonight, the book of Shemot. So our brother Cottrell and Nasanya is ready to proceed, fellow students. We're ready to proceed. Nasanya, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, beloved. Brother Cottrell, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, dear friend. Fellow students, we pray that you're ready to proceed because we are proceeding. Turn to Tehillim, chapter 40. You call it Psalms, the Greek word. Faith, persevering in trials. Excuse me. It's a foregone conclusion. You can glean a foregone conclusion. You're going to have some trials. So King David is giving you a plan of action. It's a foregone conclusion. And here's what you do. What King David said he did. He didn't say he protested. He didn't say he marched. He didn't say he voted every 2 years or every 4 years. He didn't say Black Lives Matter to him. No, he didn't say any of that. Here's what he did. What we all should subscribe to. King David said, I waited patiently for the Elohim, Yah. And as a result of that, he inclined to me. He listened to me and heard my cry, which we should be crying out to the Most High. Whatever trial comes against us, not sending bunker busting bombs on people and so on and so forth, not trying to kill all the people in Gaza. And in stanza 12, King David says, in reference to Yah, he also brought me up out of horrible pit. And so it seemed to King David, and so it seems to us, these pits are horrible. Out of miry clay. So, you know what miry clay is? Something like balls or marshes, something that sticks you, holds on to you. But Yah took him out of this sticky pit that held on to me. And as a result, King David, he set my feet upon a rock. He stabilized me and established my step and gave me some directions. And stanza 3, King David said, he has put a new song in my mouth. That's why he's writing this one. Praise to our Elohim. Praise to Yah, as we all should be subscribed to. And he says, and this is true, many will see it and fear the end result by him trusted in the Most High. And as a result of that, and will trust in Yah, they will see what happened to me. They will see the Most High set my foot on the right and directed my pathways by virtue of his word. They'll see it and they'll fear. And as a result of that, a domino effect, and will trust in Yah. Stanza 4. King David says, blessed is that man and a woman who makes the Elohim his trust. Yah is your reliance. Blessed is that person. And does not respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lie. These individuals, man and a female, does not respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. They do not respect the proud, nor such as. Nasanya, turn your mic off. Nasanya, turn your mic off.
I'm sorry.
These people, male and a female, does not respect the proud. You have no respect of the proud. I know they said great gay pride. That's a pun, but they don't respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. In the case of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, so on and so forth. Que sera, sera. Stanza 5. Many, O Yah, my Elohim, are your wonderful works. You need to not, and come on, there's a vast reservoir of wonderful works that the Most High has created. The earth, the universe, the animals, us, so on and so forth. Many owe Yah, my Elohim, your wonderful works, and they certainly are. And you should acknowledge that, what you have done, and your thoughts toward us. And King David said, cannot be recounted to you in order. Your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you, and really can't be. We can't really write down your thoughts to us or recount to you in order, because you've done so much for us, and we really can't pay you back, Yah, for what you've done for us. In so many words, put it in a nutshell. King David said, if I would declare and speak, even if I could declare, or would simply say it and speak of them, I couldn't even number them. The goodness toward us by your thoughts, and how have you done toward mankind, even in our wicked state. They are more than can be numbered. They certainly are. What Yah has done for humanity and creation, they're more than can be numbered. Praise the Most High. Thank you, King David. Stanza 6. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, even though in the temple there was sacrifice and offering. But that is not the prime component of the Most High. That's not his prerequisite. That's not what he put his total reliance on, Yah. And King David is going to break it down to you. My ear you have opened as a result of this. It's just not the physical components. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not require. That's just not your physical components. And King David says, he speaks of himself. Then I said, behold, I come. In the scroll of the book is written of me. He's talking about himself. In the scroll of the book is written of the most King David. And we're reading about him right now. And the book is written of me. And he said, as a result of written about it, I delighted to do your will. That's what the prerequisite of the Most High. Even though you do these outer components, such as the sacrifice and an offering and the burnt offering and the sin offering, it's got to be a spiritual component much more important that the Most High sees. And King David says the spiritual component of you, the makeup of you, outside the physical components. He said, I delight to do your will, O my Elohim. And as a result of that, continued upon your law is written within my heart. That's a prime element. Although there are physical components, such as the offer, but Yah does not delight in them. He delights in a man and a woman, the core component of them, to do the will of the Most High. And as a result of a domino effect of that, your law is written within my heart. And that's how it should be. Just not the physical components and the outside components. That don't really turn the Most High on. What turns the Most High on, I delight to do your will, O my Elohim. Whatever, however, or whenever you said, that's what I'm on. So outside the physical component, I'm going to do that too. But how you looking at me because of my inner component, my makeup, I just want to do your will, O my Elohim. And stanza 9, the king says, as we all should be seeing, a lot of us, where they let people do everything, we won't say a mumbling word about anything. We see people murdering, committing homosexuality, committing adultery, dishonoring mothers and fathers, coveting other people's things that ain't their things. But you can't do that if you're a man or woman of the Yah. Because here's what King David said, I proclaim the good news of the righteous. That's what we do. We don't sit around and lay around and hang around and be complacent. We're involved in the situation. And he said, not only I proclaim the good news of the righteousness of the Most High, I could an open forum. I don't hide anything, King David says, and you shouldn't hide anything either. In the great assembly, King David said, indeed, I do not restrain my lips. You don't restrain everybody else, saying what they do. They proud of doing what they do, but you're not into the Most High. That you just got your mouth muzzled because you don't want to cause no problem. While the enemies and the wickedness and the evil, they're causing all kind of problems. But King David said, I do not restrain my lips. You shouldn't restrain your lips. Oh, yeah. You know, you yourself know. Speaking in reference to Yah knowing about him. stanza 10. And here's what I said. Let me reiterate this. King, that I have not hidden your righteousness within my. See, you can't walk around with evil folk, wicked folk, and just don't say nothing about Yah. Don't say nothing about the goodness of Yah. Don't say nothing. Hey, man, that ain't right. I ain't walking in no gay parade. Oh, that ain't right. I ain't mess with nobody, wife or husband. No, that ain't right. I'm not gonna dishonor my mother and my father. No, that ain't right. I'm not gonna covet it. That ain't mine. That ain't right. I'm not gonna murder nobody. That ain't right. Why it ain't right? Because the Most High said it ain't right. That's good enough for me. See, you can't. I have not hidden your righteousness. That is the Most High righteousness within my heart. You shouldn't hide the Most High righteousness in your heart while wicked is all the way around. You just mumbling, you scared. But they ain't scared of doing what they're doing. But you're scared to say what the Most High is about. You're scared to export the Most High righteousness because you want to be friends. You want to go along to get along. No, you can't be friends with wicked, sticky, evil folk. You got to keep it real. You got to be for real. And just like that song alluded to, this life ain't no game. It's something serious. And so King David says, in stanza 10, I have not hidden your righteousness within my heart. I have declared your faithfulness in your salvation. As a result, Yah is faithful toward mankind, even though mankind doesn't deserve it. And your salvation, which is your salvation, you have a means of salvage for mankind by having their soul restored for the Most High name's sake. I'm going to let it know. I'm going to let it be known. I have not concealed your loving kind. When people talk about what they own, I'm going to talk about what I'm on, and I'm on the Most High. And I have not concealed your loving kindness and your truth, the Most High word, your wisdom, the Most High word, your understanding, the Most High word. I have not concealed your loving kindness, and in conjunction with that, your truth. From the great assembly, the assembly with us or any other assembly, be that as it may. When we're assembled together as a nation, we don't hide. We shouldn't hide the Most High word. And certainly when we're in any other assembly, and they say, ooh, I'm a Roman Catholic, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Mormon, I'm an Episcopalian, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I love the Most High with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. And I love my brothers and sisters as myself. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Well, yeah, you want to debate? Hell no. Yah is quite capable of handling his own bit. I'm just telling my love for it, okay? Now, you want to debate with the Most High, that's on you. You Roman Catholic want to debate with him, that's on you. You Church of God in Christ, you want to debate with the Most High, that's on you. But I'm just telling you what I'm on. Just like the song alluded, this life ain't no game. This like something for real. I'm just saying what I'm on. We all should have that much confidence and love for the Most High, that we're not ashamed of the Most High. So when they saying what they own, you ought to be saying what you own. Praise the Most High. King David says in stanza 11, he says in regards to the Most High, do not withhold your tender mercy from me, O Yah. Hallelujah. Let your loving kindness and your truth, his word, hallelujah, continually preserve, which will preserve you, which will preserve King David. Yah's loving kindness, conjunction with that, Yah's truth, continue to preserve who? King David, and we are us too. And King David, I tell you, beginning, King David speaks about trials in life. And he speaks about it quite specifically in stanza 12. For innumerable evils have surrounded me. I don't know what I can expect some of different nations. The first king of Israel, King Saul, Michael, his first wife, Prince Absalom, his son, and I imagine many, many more, where he spoke about this in his song. Innumerable evil have surrounded me. And he can speak from personal experience. And he said, even in that situation, he leads us to understand, even though in situations like that, you still got to go through life. And going through life, you have shortcomings. And see, he was going through life, even though these things were at him, my iniquities overtaken me so that I am not able to look at. I'm going through life, okay? I have shortcomings, my iniquity. I'm working on them, course correcting them. And even though I've course corrected, mentally, they seem to overtake me so that I'm not able to look up. And you certainly should feel that way far as the Most High is concerned. And these people make it worse for you. And stanza 12, these people, innumerable evil have surrounded. The situation will make it even mentally much worse for you. And King David said, in reference to his own iniquity, he was a man of honesty. He said, they are more than the hairs of my head. He didn't tell you specifically what they were because it ain't your damn business. But what he said, he's giving you a guideline. They are more than the hairs of my head, my shortcomings, my iniquities. And as a result of this, King David said, therefore my heart fails me because I'm overtaken by my iniquity. I'm course correcting, yes. But even that mentally, they overtaken me to the point that my heart, not that piece of meat bumping in your chest, but the whole essence of the makeup of him fails me. That he's distracted because of these evil people coming at it from all ends. And stanza 13, he says to Yah, be pleased, O Yah, to deliver me. When you're going through some things, the king gave you a standard of operation. Even though evil folks, evil is surrounding you, your shortcomings are overcoming you, and you're to the frame of mind, mentally and spiritually, that is overcoming you, and it's got you just messed up in the head. King David says in stanza 13, focus, people, focus. Focus on Yah. And he says, be pleased, O Yah, to deliver me. Oh, Yah, make haste to help me in this frame of mind that I'm in, and this physical situation by this innumerable evil that I'm in. And he says, not according to his own iniquity, he's already course correct, but he's saying in reference to the innumerable evil coming against him. In stanza 14, let them be ashamed and brought to mutual confusion, because they're trying to get at me, who seek to destroy my life. They're trying to destroy me. I'm not trying to destroy them. Let them be driven backward and brought to dishonor, who wish me evil. Let them, in stanza 15, be confounded because of their shame. And these people, this frame mind of these people, they're the ones who said to me, King David says in the last sentence of this stanza, aha, aha, oh, we got him now. Ooh, yes, sir, Reebok. We got a whole lot of folks against him. Ooh, come on, y'all, join the club. Let's do a pile on. And, you know, he got some shortcomings. We don't know what they are, but we're going to get at him. We're going to break him. We're going to break him. King David said, let me tell y'all something. I ain't letting nothing break me. I'm not letting nothing break me. Because that's how the mindset of the wicked is against you. Aha, aha, we got him now. We got her now. King David says in the stanza 16, that all those, not some of them, that all those who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. The other kind that's not piling on me while I'm going through my personal shortcomings and inequities and say, oh, we got him now. But he says, on the other hand, those who seek you, they have to seek the Most High, rejoice and be glad in you. Lest such as love what? These people, such as love your salvation. These kind of people said continually, because he's saying this in himself, and he's sharing this with you, how to overcome this innumerable evil and your shortcomings that sort of pile on you at the same time. He said, let such as love your salvation, said continually. The Elohim be magnified. When you're going through some trouble, when you're going through some things, when you're going through some shortcomings, and it seems to be coming from all ends, King David says, let me lift up those who are doing the right by the Most High. Let me encourage and motivate them. And this is how they ought to comport themselves. Because I'm certainly doing it. Because that's why he can share it with you. And it's standard. Yah be magnified. And he says, from his wretched state, because he knows he's just a human being. He ain't nothing special. And he makes this reference to himself in the last stanza. but I am poor and needy. Because you got to realize he's a king. He's not actually poor and needy of physical things, but he's poor and needy because of mental and spiritual matters. And he's a human being. I'm not anything special. What he said, I'm poor and needy. I need y'all. I'm poor for y'all, and I need me some y'all. He said, yet the Elohim thinks upon me, even in my wretched state as a human being, because no human being can say they're anything special. And King David is alluding to this fact. Yet Yah thinks upon me. That's what's important, students. Not what other people think about you. Now you need to do some right things. Now you need to get right. You need to be some right. You need to get in the righteousness of the Most High. But what's important should be important to you, King David said. Yeah, Yah thinks upon me. Yeah, Yah thinks upon you. You are my help, and he should be our help, which we subscribe to. In conjunction with that, my deliverer. Who cares what people think? It doesn't matter because it doesn't mean anything. But yes, it should matter what how you comport yourself as a human on life, in this universe. But what's significant, what Yah thinks about you, and he's our help and our deliverer. And King David asks, we all should have when we're going through trying times, when we have innumerable evils surrounding us, and our iniquities have seemed to overtaken us, that we're melancholy, seeming down and out. We have mental issues because of it and spiritual issues, so that I'm not able to look up. And your iniquities are more than the hairs on your head. Therefore, my heart fails me, and that you feel it in a failed state. King David subscribes to the Most High, as we all should. And he asked in the last stanza of this song, the most important, do not delay, O my Elohim. See, a lot of us are asking every Tom, Dick, and a Harriet. We're asking the government. We're asking these so-called fake preachers. We're asking, you catch my drift. We ask them to not delay and help us, and they can't help themselves. How they gonna help you? So King David said, he asked who we all should be when you're going through some trying things. Do not delay, oh my Elohim. That's what you should be asking. That's who you should be asking when you're going through trying times. The King David, our King, left us a good example. The good, bad, and ugly. Praise the Most High. And thank you, King David. Hallelujah. Lasagna, may the Most High bless you, beloved. Your mic is hot. Any comments or commentaries?
Thank you, Yamsu. I apologize, really. I forgot my mic wasn't off.
Okay, no problem.
I had a few things here, but I got so many notes right here. I'm just gonna pinpoint on.
Go ahead.
I noticed that, and I'm in a Torah, so I got an extra. I think I got 18, and then the King James Version got 17. Okay. But in verse 9 in the Torah, it says, "To do what pleases you, Yah, is my desire. Your teachings is in my inmost parts." And I know that we have a lot of desires out here, things, we desire to be, some of us, we desire for money, we desire to be rich, we desire beauty, a lot of things, but this is actually what we should be desiring right here.
Yes. And you're right, Nasanya. A lot of people, and that's why I was talking about the physical components that make the makeup of the temple and the requirements, the physical requirements, but it's much more than just the physical components. It's got to be the innate nature of a man and a woman. That's desire, as you made mention of, Nasanya, what the Most High would have, the spiritual component. Whatever the Most High wants you to do, how he wants you to jump, when he wants you to go, you're prepared to get down with the get out. Thank you, Nasanya.
Right. All praise.
All praise. Anything else, Nasanya?
No, that was it. That's all I'm going to pinpoint on. All praise.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Brother Cottrell, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel for our great King, King David. We all know he was a great man, right?
Yes, sir.
But the way he describes himself, you would not know that he was a mighty man.
Yes, sir.
He talking about he poor and needy. He ain't need the help of Yah. Everything he said is true. Because even though you're a king, you're still a man.
Yes, sir.
And you're susceptible to temptations and all kind of things, especially when you're a king. Because
Yes,
the
sir.
king got power and people love to be around power. But King David, I could see why y'all loved him, because his heart was pure and he was totally honest. He left everything out in the open.
Yes,
The
sir.
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes, sir.
I pointed out some verses that he wrote because he tells us to meditate on these things that he's saying.
Yes.
You realize that he mentioned salvation twice in his song. And he always seems to throw salvation in there because he's trying to tell us, he's trying to show us the way to Yah's salvation.
Yes,
It
sir.
ain't by eating nobody's body and blood or nobody's sacrificing on the cross. He's showing us the way to Yah's salvation. He starts in verse 10. He said, I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart, and I have declared thy faithfulness and your salvation. We should always pay attention when he's talking about salvation, because in order to receive salvation, you have to acknowledge that you've been wrong, that you haven't been following Yah.
Yes, sir.
And see that he studies the word of Yah, because that's the only way you're going to have it in your heart, right?
Yes, sir.
The only way you're going to have Yah's word in your heart. I delight to know thy will in verse 8. Oh my Yah, thy law or your instructions is within my heart. Yah said he's going to write his law on our inward part. King David preempted that. He's going to write it myself on my inward part. And this is what we're doing, Yamsuf, by trying to convey Yah's word to the people on a 5 night a week basis. Because we want Yah's word in our heart too, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Because Yah's loving kindness and his truth is what he's going to bless his people with. Forget about the wicked and what they saying, what they thinking, and what they doing. It don't even matter. It didn't matter to him, did it?
No, sir.
It didn't matter to King David. All the wickedness that was around him. He kept his heart on Yah. And that's our focus. That should be our focus in the midst of all that's around us and what's going on in the world as we speak. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
He
sir.
says God is his help and his deliverer. That's part of salvation. People looking for a deliverer, right? They're looking for a Messiah, Mashiach. King David said, nah, it's the Most High. He says, I am poor and needy. Are we poor and needy?
Yes, sir. We certainly are.
Does Yah
Physically, mentally, and spiritually.
in every way you can think about it.
Yes, sir. Poor and needy.
Does Yah think about us?
He certainly does, Brother Cottrell.
Because even though our poor and needy state, we ain't that bad off, because there's people in the world that's way worse off than we are, right? Even in this captivity.
Yes, sir.
And what we have to know, as King David knew, he said, Yah's my help and deliverer. He delivered him from Goliath the giant. He delivered him from King Saul. He delivered him from his son Absalom. And my goodness, how many nations was he fighting that Yah delivered him from? And when he says, make no tarrying, he's saying, Yah, don't wait. I need you right now. And Yah will come if you're sincere in your heart. It's funny because a brother asked a question, why should we pray to Yah? Like, that's the weirdest question I ever heard.
It is, though, brother.
Why should we pray to Yah? Who else you gonna pray to, bro?
Exactly. Point well made, Brother Cottrell. Point well made.
He asked, why does Yah make his servants suffer? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really a test, just like Job. If he read the book of Job, he would know why Yah's servants suffer.
Right.
God's testing all of us. Are we gonna curse God and die, like Job's wife told him to do, because we're going through all these trials and tribulations? Or are we gonna hang in there like Job and be faithful and dedicated all the way, even to the grave?
I strongly suggest, infer, and imply that you hang on in there.
Yeah, man. That's what Job did, and he was rewarded, wasn't he?
He certainly was.
All right. So there's lessons in there for the questions that people ask. And you could tell they don't study because they ask silly questions like that.
Exactly.
Why should we pray to Yah? I don't know. You tell me.
I know it, because y'all requires of us. And it's
Exactly.
imperative, Brother Carter, as you alluded to, by virtue of these studies, it's imperative that we take these studies and we do these studies due diligence.
And the only way they're gonna be on your inward part is that you repeat them over and over and over and over again. And that's what the kings had to do. They had to write Yah's word and they had to study it every day of their life. And we could see the reflection of it in King David's writings. Right, Yah. They had to study it every day of their life. See the reflection of it in King David's writings. And when he says, then I said, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. Yeah, that's like paparazzi making you famous and all that. He said that all that didn't even matter because I'm still a human being. I made mistakes. I ain't hiding my wickedness. You know, that I depend on your salvation. And I make declarations of everything. Your faithfulness, your salvation, my iniquity, my transgressions, nothing is hid. And that's how we have to be. Praise Yah.
Thank you, Brother Carter. And you made a valid point there. Hiding one iniquity doesn't change anything. Course corrected and acknowledgement of one's iniquity to the Most High. If there's a public nature, but King David made mention in his songs that he called secret sins, that the public wasn't aware of. He dealt with the Most High in those regards. Matters that the public is aware of, you have to acknowledge those matters publicly. But the public is not aware of them. Simply hiding them won't resolve the matter. You have to course correct with the Most High, and you have to get, even if it's a public nature, you got to course correct, acknowledge to the Most High, get away from it. If it's secret sins, you have to course correct, acknowledge to the Most High, and get away from it. Thank you, Brother Cartridge.
Yes, sir. So you got to take note of his codes because he drops them. Every song that he makes, he drops codes for us to be delivered by Yah and to cling to Yah's salvation. Because he always makes mention of, matter of fact, he mentioned deliverer and being delivered twice. He mentioned salvation twice. So who should we listen to? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John? Or should we listen to our King, King David?
Listen to the Creator, who King David is making reference to. Praise the Most High. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Thank you, beloved Nasanya. Thank you, fellow students. Brother Cottrell is about to proceed to the last segment of study for the night in the book of Shemot, chapter 12, the book that you call the Greek name Exodus, the book of Shemot, chapter 12. Praise the Most High. Brother Cottrell, you have the mic.
Oh, praise to the Holy One of Israel for our great prophet Moshe. Praise Yah. For the book of Shemot, the book of names. We're going to find out that our people were under duress. They were surrounded by wickedness, but they finally got it. They finally obeyed the commands that Moses was given to them by way of Yah. It says, now Yah spoke to Aharon and Moshe and Aharon in the land of Mizraim, saying, this month shall be your beginning of months, kind of like January.
Exactly.
But it was Abib. Our first month, the beginning of months, is Abib. It means spring. And spring means life springs forth, right?
Exactly.
It shall be the first month of the year to you. Does that make sense? Rather than January?
It makes sense.
In the spring? Because in January, everything is dead.
Yeah, that's dead.
Dead of winter.
That's a good one.
It is. January is the dead of winter, bro. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th month of this year, that means you got to count 10 months after the first month. Every man, how many men?
Every man
shall take a lamb for himself, according to the house of his father. Do you know your father's house?
No,
we don't know it. We know our immediate father, but we don't know what tribes we come from.
Exactly.
a lamb for a household. And you know they have some big households, right?
You better believe it.
And a lamb, if your family ain't big, you got to share that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't eating no lamb in one night.
No.
It says, and if the household is too small for the lamb, okay, small household, you can't eat a whole lamb. Let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your count for the land. Don't be greedy. Just take according to your needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what animals do, right? They take
Exactly.
according to their need. They don't overkill.
You need, not greed.
Right. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. A lot of people don't know that. You can eat goat on Passover instead of lamb. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. What month is that?
Abib.
The first month. Yes.
First
Abib.
month.
Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. That's how we're supposed to do it. Do we do that now?
No, we don't, unfortunately.
Because every man don't even have a lamb. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
Got to go buy from the Arabs or the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts of the lintel of the houses where they eat it. They got to eat it. Then they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, like Europeans like to do, with the blood dripping out, nor boil it at all with water, but roast it in fire. Got to be
Put it
well
on the
done.
grill. Put it
Yeah,
on the
man.
grill, brother.
We know how to do that, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Its head with its legs and its entrails, and you shall let none of it remain until the morning. You got to eat it all. And what remains of it until morning, you shall burn with fire. If there's any left, you got to burn it. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, meaning that you're ready to go, right? You're ready to go.
Yeah.
So you shall eat it in haste, because Pharaoh about to kick y'all out.
Mm-hmm.
It is y'all's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Mizraim on that night, and I will strike all the firstborn of the land of Mizraim. Now, why would y'all do that?
Because they got his firstborn under captivity.
And he already warned Pharaoh, right? First and
Mhm.
foremost, he said, if you don't let my firstborn go, I'm going to kill all the firstborn of Mizraim. I guess Pharaoh didn't believe him, did he?
Unfortunately for Pharaoh.
And Yah said both man and beast, firstborn of man and beast.
People didn't realize that, Brother Contra. They don't realize that, what happened.
That's some serious intelligence, isn't it,
Mhm.
Yamsu?
Yes, sir.
To know all the firstborn of the beast, how would you know that? How would you know who the firstborn of the people are? Unless you're the most.
Well, the Creator knows all.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Firstborn of man and beast. He ain't going to miss none of them.
Mm-mm.
And he says, and against all the gods of Mizraim will I execute judgment, which is what the 10 plagues were. Because every plague represented one of the gods of Egypt. Let's see if your God can stop this. The blood, the frogs, the flies, the hail. Can your God stop that? Can your God stop me killing your firstborn? I don't think so. He said, I will execute judgment. I am Yah. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I'll pass over you. And the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Mizraim. Now, how many Israelites you think put blood on their door and follow
Every
Yahweh?
one of them, brother.
Every last one of them.
After they've seen the first 9 plagues,
They went stupid.
darkness, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't playing, was he?
No.
So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to Yah throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. The ordinances got to be there, right? 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, but on the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. You could probably have some knuckleheads who say, I can't go without leaven. Now I got to eat me some
Get break
donuts
now.
and cakes, and I need my bread. Yeah, the McDonald's, Big Macs, and all that. People gonna miss them. You know that. And you got to have the buns on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the first day, there should be a holy convocation. And on the seventh day, there should be a holy convocation for you. No manner of work shall be done on them, but that which is brought, that which everyone must eat, that only may be prepared for you, by you. So you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. People call it Passover. Passover is only one day. Y'all know that, right?
Exactly.
Passover is the first day. And it's only a moment in time when the angel, the destroyer, passed over and claimed all the firstborn of Mizraim. He says, so you shall observe the feast of the unleavened bread, for on this same day I will have brought your armies out of the land of Mizraim. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generation as an everlasting ordinance, because it's the beginning, the birth of our nation coming out of Mizraim. It's our birthday. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. For 7 days, no leaven shall be found in your houses. Since whoever eats what is leavened, that same person shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel. Whether he's a stranger or a native of the land, you shall eat nothing leavened. In all your dwellings, you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moshe called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, now why would he call all the elders? Because the elders were followed by the people.
And they had respect for their elders at a different juncture in our history. And most importantly, Brother Cottrell, they should be accorded that respect as elders. And simply said, another reason, our king was not established, nor the high priest at that juncture in our history. But as I always make mention, there are always the elders. Praise Yah.
No doubt. And Yah sent Moshe to the elders, and he told them, pick out and take lambs for yourselves according to your families, and kill the Passover lamb. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop. Hyssop is a herb. It's a plant that cleanses you. People take baths in hyssop. They use it for cleansing. Dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike the lentils on the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning. For Yah will pass through and strike Mizraim. And when he sees the blood on the lentil and on the two doorposts, Yah will pass over the door and not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to strike you.
Hey, Brother Cottrell.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question? Either can I say something rhetorically? I find it significant and important that a lot of these young brothers and young sisters who are consciously aware that they're Hebrew Israelite are not following this thing to procedure in regards to the killing of a lamb for this feast. It's not incumbent upon the youth, it's incumbent upon the elders. It shows the significant and respect elders are accorded and should be accorded. Praise the Most High.
Always and forever. Elders are elders because they're elders. Yah gave them long life.
Exactly.
Long life is not guaranteed.
No, it's not.
So, the destroyer, they call him the angel of death, but Yah calls him the destroyer. To come into your houses and strike you. You don't want that. And you shall observe this thing as an ordinance for you and your sons forever. It shall come to pass when you come to the land. Are we supposed to do this?
In our land.
Which Yah will give you, just as he promised.
I'm glad you pointed that. I'm glad you pointed that out.
In the land that he's given us, that he promised us. Go ahead, Yamsu.
I'm glad you pointed. My apologies. I stand corrected. but my apologies. But I wanted the students to listen and meditate on what Brother Cottrell is showing and sharing. These exercises, these festivals and feasts were not utilized in captivity and cannot be utilized in captivity. Point blank. Thank you, Brother Cottrell.
No doubt, Yamsu, because we know that the prophet Daniel, that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Ezra, and Nehemiah, and Queen Esther, they wasn't observing no Passover.
No, sir.
In captivity in Babylon. Oh,
no,
no.
Sir.
Prophet Daniel couldn't even pray 3 times a day. Imagine him trying
sir.
to do Passover for 7 days, eating unleavened bread, according to these ordinances, okay?
Come on with it.
And we ain't bringing the lambs like we're supposed to. Every man, every Israelite man, every Israelite man, every Israelite man, every man. That's what it says, right?
Exactly.
Some of us do it, and some of us don't. That ain't getting it for the Most High. It says in the 26th verse, and it shall be when your children say to you, what do you mean by this service? That you shall say, it is the Passover sacrifice of Yah, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Mizraim, when he struck Mizraim and delivered our households. So the people bowed their heads and worship, because that's what they're supposed to do, because Yah's keeping his promises, right?
Exactly.
They knew it was coming, so they knew Yah was on the way to save them. Then the children of Israel went away and did so. They what? Just as Yah commanded Moshe and Aaron, so they did. Wish that they had kept that up. And it came to pass at midnight that Yah struck all the firstborn in the land of Mizraim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive, who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of livestock. So Pharaoh arose in the night, he and all his servants, and all Mizraim, and there was a great cry in Mizraim. You could imagine. But there was not a house where there was not one dead. Could you imagine that?
I can imagine it.
Kind of like COVID, but a little more intense.
Mm-hmm.
Then he called for Moshe and Aaron by night. I thought he didn't want to see them no more. And he said, rise, go out from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go, serve Yah, as you have said. Take your flocks and your herds, as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. He threw that in there, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh wasn't stupid, or was he?
No.
And Mizraim urged the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. Get out, leave. My firstborn, y'all killed them. But they said, we shall all be dead. If Yah could do that, he'll kill all of us. So the people took their dough before it was leavened, having their kneading bowls bound up in their clothes on their shoulders. Now the children of Israel had done according to the word of Moshe, finally. And they had asked from Mizraim articles of silver and articles of gold and clothing. You know they wasn't going to forget to do that, right?
You better believe it.
And Yah had given the people favor in the sight of Mizraim, so that they granted them what they requested. Thus, they plundered Mizraim. They paid them for all the slavery and the hardship that they went through. Reparations, I guess they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot, besides children. A mixed multitude went up with them also, and flocks and herds, a great deal of livestock. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough, which they had brought out of Mizraim, for it was not leavened, because they were driven out of Mizraim, just like y'all told them, they're going to drive y'all out, and could not wait, nor had they prepared provisions for themselves. Now the sojourn of the children of Israel who lived in Mizraim was 430 years. Now all of it was slavery, because we're talking about the time from when Joseph and his brothers came to Egypt, when they finally made restitution with one another. That's when they planted their stakes in Goshen, and they included those years too. And those years wasn't under a pharaoh who put us under slavery. So yes, we was in there 430 years, but it wasn't all under oppression. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, on that very same day, it came to pass that all the armies of Yah went out from the land of Mizraim. It was a night of solemn observance to Yah for bringing them out of the land of Mizraim. Must have been a tremendous sight.
Mhm.
Excuse me. This is the night of Yah, a solemn observance for all the children of Israel throughout their generations. That's why we're so eager to observe these holy days, because it's in our genes. And Yah said to Moshe and Aharon, this is the ordinance of the Passover. No foreigner shall eat it. They can't eat the unleavened bread with you or the lamb. But every man's servant who is bought for money, and you have circumcised him, they got to be circumcised first, then he may eat it. A sojourner and a hired servant shall not eat it. In one house it shall be eaten. You shall not carry any of the flesh outside the house, nor shall you break one of his bones. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger dwells with you and wants to keep the Passover to Yah, let all his males be circumcised. And then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as a native of the land. But no uncircumcised person shall eat it. One law shall be for the native born while we're in our land, in our country, and for the stranger who dwells in our land and our nation amongst us, not in these foreign lands. Thus all the children of Israel did as Yah commanded Moses and Aaron. So they did. And it came to pass on that very same day that Yah brought the children of Israel out of the land of Mizraim according to their armies. Praise Yah, he kept his word. He did what he said he was going to do. We know he's going to keep his word on our behalf and gather us from the four corners of the earth. But this time it's going to be way more spectacular than it was back then. Praise Yah.
Praise y'all. And we won't have to ask for reparations.
Oh, no.
Just like our ancients didn't beg for reparations, we won't have to beg for it either. They're going to give it to us. Get out of here. That being said, thank you, Brother Contra. I have no further comments or commentary on what you said. You did a very astute job covering all the exits, providing the needed information as far as the nation, the captivity of the nation. You can't utilize these feasts and festivals in captivity. I know some may strive to do so, but it's quite clear as the Most High would have you do these festivals, Passover, which is in our land. Praise the Most High. That being said, I will ask my Isha, my beloved Nasanya, do she have any comments on the commentaries?
Thank you, Yamsu. No, I was finishing up here. It was something that I was thinking.
Take your time.
Maybe Brother Catriel can explain to the students and the brothers and sisters what unleavened and leavened bread is.
That's a
And
good one, Nasanya. Good one.
because I know a lot of people probably don't even know what leavened or unleavened. They're like, ah. But and hold on. And can he explain to us why in order to hold on, Lord, Passover. Okay, no foreigner can have it, but a slave, a man has may eat. Okay, I'm just going through. Okay, and I also wanted to explain why certain men or certain people that they have to be circumcised in order to take part of it or to offer for the Passover.
Brother Cartrell?
Yes, sir. To your first question, what's the difference between leavened bread and unleavened bread? Leavened bread is bread with yeast, which causes the dough to do what?
Rise.
It causes the dough to rise. Unleavened bread is bread without yeast, to where the bread stays flat and it doesn't rise.
Right. So example for unleavened bread would be like tortilla bread, tortillas and stuff things
What
that's
is that?
flat bread. Yeah.
Flatbread.
I just wanted to explain it. I actually knew what unleavened bread is. I just wanted maybe people, they hear it so often, but maybe they didn't know exactly what leavened and unleavened bread
And it's
is.
not just in the bread, it's in the cookies and the cakes and the
Yeah,
pies
yes,
and all
yes,
that other stuff too,
yes,
which is
and
why
it's
Yah said your house must be clean of leavening agents.
yes,
And in regards to your second question, why do the men have to be circumcised? Circumcision is a covenant that
yes,
bonds you with the Most High. And if you just, you know, a spectator and you just want to have some good food, that's not what it's all about. The Passover is more spiritual than a festival of fun. It reminds us of the hardship of our bondage coming out of Mizraim and how we cried out to Yah. He heard our cry and he delivered us with his signs and his wonders in the eyes of the nation. So it's a spiritual event. That's why we don't celebrate it like most people celebrate the birth of their nation. It's more of a spiritual um, reflection on how we became bonded with the Most High. So anybody bonded with us in the Most High has to be circumcised. And usually somebody that's bought, a servant bought with money that's dwelling in your house, he probably is circumcised too.
yes,
He's probably most definitely circumcised. The service in your house. Because if you remember the story of Abraham, right? Yah told him to circumcise himself and his household, right?
yep, sure did.
Abraham circumcised everybody, servants and all.
Lord have mercy. Yep, okay. Hmm.
So if you want to be part of us, guess what? You gotta be circumcised. Now Simeon and Levi used it as a guise to attack the people of Shechem, the men of Shechem, because they raped their sister Dinah. But in order to be part of the nation of Israel, to marry our women, you most definitely had to be circumcised. You want to marry my daughter? You got to be circumcised,
Yeah,
right?
well,
Exactly.
praises.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, yes, I actually, I kind of knew, I knew what leaven and unleavened, and I know about the circumcision. My dad always, that was something mainly, very focused on when I became an, um,
Mother.
old, young lady.
Mhm.
My dad talked to me about circumcision and the thing, what circumcision, and things about that. And when I started having children, before my daddy knew I was pregnant, he was like, "Well, April, if it's a boy, get him circumcised, get him circumcised." It was like just embedded in my head, and I just wanted to make sure that our brothers and sisters also understand and know what that consists of as well. Thank you so much,
Thank
Brother
you so
Cottrell.
much, Nasanya, for
I just wanted to
looking.
say that I ain't never been to church, right? But I heard Christian concepts before, and they try to say that Jesus is the Passover lamb. Have y'all heard that before?
I've heard that nonsense.
Yeah, he's the lamb. Yeah, yeah. Ugh.
Does that make sense? When
No,
y'all
it
said
doesn't make
every
Yeah.
man
sense.
has to have a lamb, and you
Mhm,
have to take the
mhm.
lamb in your house 4 days, it has to be unblemished, 1 year old. How could he be the lamb, a
Yeah,
Passover lamb?
It doesn't
he
make it doesn't stand the
makes
reason.
sense. No.
But they make it make sense, don't they?
Well, that's what
Hmm.
they do. That's what they do.
Still don't make sense. They just go along with it. Hmm.
Now, Nasanya and Brother Cottrell, they encourage and the students to not study Yah's word. They say, "Oh, don't go to that old stuff. Just deal with this new stuff we got going
Listen to what I'm telling
on."
you. Yeah, that's what
Most
it
High
is.
says 600,000 warriors came out of Mizraim,
Exactly.
Mm.
warriors alone. One man's blood could not have been on the doorposts and the lintels of all those brothers' houses
Save everybody.
to save everybody.
Come on now.
It
Come on
just
with
it doesn't stand the reasoning. It doesn't make sense. And a lot of that stuff they just want it's so supernatural.
it.
Everything is
Mhm.
so supernatural. You
Well,
know, he's
that's what the
coming down
Romans.
on clouds.
Well, that's what the Romans and Greeks were, and the Greeks were
Yeah,
good for
yeah.
mythology.
Mm-hmm.
They were good at
Mm-hmm.
mythology. So
Yeah.
creating another mythology is nothing unusual.
Nah. Uh-uh.
They put it in the realm
And you
of
start,
belief. Believe
yes.
in these myths. Believe in this. Believe in that. No, you got to
Mm-hmm.
know the truth. Like King David said, Yah's truth, Yah's salvation, Yah's deliverance. You got to know it. Yah's word,
Yeah.
Yah's law. Those ain't things you got to believe in. Those are things you got to know.
And that's a fact. Well, Brother Cartier, thank you again. Sonia, thank you for doing your due diligence, more obligation as a daughter of Zion, especially asking pertinent questions for the daughters of Zion, such as the leavened and unleavened bread, for as the circumcision is concerned, and so on and so forth. You've done your due diligence as a daughter of Zion to help rebuild this nation brick by brick, sister by sister, the hands that rocks the cradle. Thank you, Nasai. Brother
Thank you,
Cartier,
young.
yes, ma'am, I appreciate that. Fellow elder, Brother Cartier, I accord you your respect as an elder. You're not looking for anything. You're not looking for special accolades, as Yom Sufa isn't, as we all shouldn't be as elders. Simply doing our due diligence as surrogate fathers of the nation at this juncture in our history, as all elders should be doing. Praise the Most High. Thank you, Brother Cartier, for your astute studies in the Most High Word, the utilization of wisdom and understanding, along with Nasanya. Key questions that she asked in these studies. And thank you, fellow students, for meditating on the Most High Word. That being said, as far as Nasanya is concerned, as far as Brother Cartier and I are concerned, we can do no more. It's incumbent upon each of you to do something for yourselves, which is trust in the Most High Word. Study the Most High Word. Meditate on the Most High Word. Let the Most High Word be your pathway, simply your footstep by virtue of that said word. Now you see, fellow students, the Most High Word is going to work in spite of us and our irregardless of us universally. But for each of us individually, the Most High Word works. You work it. You put it to use. You take the antidote. The Most High Word for each of you works if you work it. Praise the Most High and bless His holy name. That being said, I will ask the Sonia to make her closing remarks, shalom and good nights. I will ask Brother Cartier to make his closing remarks, shalom and good nights, and close it out for the night. Praise the Most High. The Sonia, your mic is hot.
Shalom and good night, family.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cartier, your mic is hot.
Shalom and good night, family. Praise
Thank
Yah.
you, brother. And just like my sister, your sister, my brother, your brother has said, shalom and good night.